Have you ever met a man that seemed interested in you, but just never made a move? He always initiated conversation with you, tries to make time for you, but just never made that official move. Well, there is a reason for that. Actually, reasons. And your guy, your internet brother, your internet friend, Sealz the man is here to talk about those reasons, those possible reasons why an interested man won't pursue you. It can be confusing, right? Because if someone says they like you, then you would think the next proper chronological step would be to make that move. But he doesn't. Interesting. So I'm gonna talk about a few reasons why that may be, in order to understand how men think, because that is what I do on this channel. I got you. So the first reason is a interesting one, because it doesn't necessarily involve y'all two, or even individually. It involves y'all environment, the place that y'all are in, the setting that y'all are in. For an example, at your workplace, maybe y'all two are at church, maybe y'all two are in some kind of partnership, a business partnership, but the environment and the setting can discourage a man in making a move to you, because that environment and that setting can and most likely will have ramifications and consequences if y'all two were to get together. For an example, in the workplace, I know a lot of workplaces that discourage relationships between coworkers and employees because of the ramifications that it can have. And maybe that workplace has had consequences when employees are together. Because just think about it, when you have two employees together in a relationship in the same workplace and sometimes on the same floor, if things don't work out, or if those two get in an argument, or if those two eventually hate each other, that can affect the workplace. That can affect the production that those two have for that job. Because at the end of the day, the job is about the bottom line, not about your feelings, not about your relationships. It is about the dollar. So a lot of workplaces discourage relationships between employees because of the negative consequences that it can have for the company, especially when it comes to specific titles, executive titles, higher titles, where they have a lot of more pull and power in the company. That could be a major hit, especially if one of those two decide to leave the company and they were a big part of that company. Not a good thing. So based on the environment and the setting that y'all two are in, can make that man hesitate in making a move towards you because he is aware of the possible ramifications. So let's get to the next one. The next reason why a man will not pursue you or hesitates in pursuing you, and that is when it looks like you are for everybody. Now, what does it look like when a person is for everybody? When a person is very flirty, flirts with everyone, flirts to get things that they want. Some just have a flirty personality, but they don't mean nothing behind it. Also, when it seems like you are naive, so you don't usually see things when they are right in your face, but he does. When you're overly or excessively friendly, when you have or create no boundaries for yourself, and you just let all types of men in your life and your space. When a man sees that, even though he doesn't know you fully, it's not a good look to him because he thinks you are for everybody. Whether you believe this is right or wrong, perception is reality to a lot of people, and that will make a man hesitate in making a move to a woman. Interesting one, right? The next surprising reason why an interested man in you won't pursue you or make that move on you is another interesting one, because it involves friends. The reason being, he has a fear of ruining your friendship. Now, this applies to those who are already friends. And I made a video about this before, but sometimes when the opposite sex are friends for a long period of time and they become best friends and they're talking to each other every single day, there is a high chance that some form of attraction will break through that friendship threshold and one of the two will want the other. That is natural. That is human nature. When you are talking to someone every single day, when you get to know someone so much, their family, the things they like, the things they dislike, when you hang out with this person all the time, there is no surprise if you want to be more than friends with this person. Because in marriages, in relationships, you are best friends with your significant other. And when it's said and done, a best friend is a best friend, no matter the situation. So if a man, your male friend, your male best friend, is starting to like you a little bit more than friendship level, he will hesitate in making that next move because he doesn't want to ruin the friendship that you already have. Because one thing about crossing that line, taking the risk to cross that friendship line, or should I say exit that friend zone, it is highly likely that that friendship will not be the same if she rejects him. Because now she knows, like, dang, he likes me more than a friend. We can't go back to being friends like we used to be, because I have that in my mind now. And some women will feel guilt. They will feel bad because they don't like him like he likes her. So that's another reason why that can ruin the friendship. There's a lot of complexities in this and taking that risk to exit the friend zone. And that is the reason why a lot of men will refrain, hesitate, and not pursue a woman. Another reason why an interested man will not pursue a woman, and this applies to a ton of men, is because of low confidence and self-doubt. He may feel like he's not good enough for her. He may feel like he doesn't meet her standards, especially if she's very attractive or very successful. He might think she's out of his range. All these internal storms and internal thoughts will create this reality for this man, and his internal assumptions will make him not pursue her. I truly believe that if you find something worthy, then you must go for it. If that thing that you think is worthy is coming from love, coming from a positive space, if you feel like this thing can enrich your life and make you a better man, I feel like you must go for it, because there are not a lot of opportunities like this in this life. And if you miss this opportunity, if you pass on this opportunity, you may never get another opportunity like this again. So sometimes you have to take a risk in order to reap the rewards. But that is how powerful low confidence and self-doubt is. It is you against you. And sometimes you will win and you will lose all in the same time. Manage your thoughts and have something strong and stable to anchor your confidence in. Otherwise, you will fall for anything. But yes, that is another reason why a lot of men will not pursue you. Another interesting and surprising reason why an interested man will not pursue you is he's not ready for a relationship. Now, when I say this, I'm sure a lot of you women are thinking like, oh, I've been through this. A man just wanting one thing and not wanting the whole me, not wanting the whole package, trying to be half butt with it. That is not the case I'm talking about in this point. And as y'all know, on this channel, I'll talk about decent men, men who stand for something, solid men. So we ain't talking about that type of not being ready for a relationship. When I say not being able for a relationship in this point, it involves timing. Timing is a huge factor in whether a man will pursue a woman or not. For one, he may need to focus on his career, his current career status, his current career level, his current career situation. A lot of men feel that in order to be in a relationship, they need to be able to provide for her. And in order to provide for a woman, they have to have some kind of career, some kind of engine for their finances. And that's the next one. A man might not be ready for a relationship because of his current finances. Another reason why is personal growth. Some men actually know they are not mature enough to pursue a certain type of woman. Sometimes a man will come across a woman who is mature, more mature than he's ever experienced. And he realizes to himself like, man, I need to step my game up. I need to step my personal growth up in order to handle this type of woman, in order to be with this type of woman and be successful with this type of woman, because the life I'm living now will not align with her. So when a man feels like this, when he meets a woman, he knows he needs to step up his personal growth. Also, another thing when it comes to timing and why a man won't pursue a woman is that he may be still healing from a past relationship, especially if it's a recent one. Timing can be a joke sometimes. You can get out of a toxic, horrible relationship, and literally the next day, the same week, you meet an amazing woman, and in his head, he's thinking like, bruh, where were you this whole time? But because of the toxicity that this man went through in his past relationship, the trauma, the pain that he went through, and the horrible timing of meeting this new amazing woman, he knows he's not ready for her. He knows he's not ready for a new relationship, period. So that will make a man hesitate in pursuing a woman, because he knows, he honestly understands that he is not ready. And it would be selfish to pursue a woman knowing he's not ready. So that will make him stop. He may like her so much, but he knows he's not ready emotionally or even sometimes financially. He's honest with himself. And the last reason why an interested man will not pursue you are because of social or cultural pressures. I know there's a lot of people who watch me, and the demographic is so diverse. And I just want to say I'm truly blessed for all of y'all from across the world who check me out and rock with me. Thank God for y'all. But coming back to this, but because y'all are from all over the world, y'all understand that there are different cultural pressures, social rules, whether it's religious or racial or based on your family. Those things can have an influence on his dating choices. And if that woman doesn't fit his cultural expectations or the things he was raised to abide by or go after or pursue, he may hesitate in pursuing her, even if he likes this woman. And we understand what this means. Some of our families, especially our older ones in our families, do not like when we go outside of a certain boundary, if you know what I'm saying. Some families do arranged marriages. Some families like to keep things a certain way with no derivatives. We talking bloodline and stuff here. You understand what I'm saying? So even if that man likes this woman, he may hesitate or not pursue her at all because of the pressures that comes from his family or his culture. That's a deep one. In understanding how men think in the mind of men, women must understand that men, especially good men, decent men, say no a lot more than they say yes. More than y'all know, because of certain pressures, because of the risk of embarrassment. And since we are the initiator, we don't want to make a mistake. So I hope I was able to help y'all who always ask yourselves, why won't this man pursue me even though he told and announced that he likes me? One of these reasons may be why. Thank you for sticking with me throughout the whole video, and I look forward to seeing y'all in the next video. Peace and blessings. Goodbye.